All right, guys, so now we're going to talk a little bit about this planning document that you'll use since you've watched, hopefully at this point, and if you haven't, go back and watch the annotation video that I made, or make sure that you've done the annotations and understood them and taken your quiz over the reading. Now we're going to be talking about planning out an op-ed analysis. So the purpose of this writing assignment is you showing me, you're analyzing this piece that we just read. So you're basically going to tell me, did the writer do a good job of portraying his message? So the first thing we're going to talk about here in number 1 is talking about the purpose. So the purpose of his article was to tell us that fairness is important to humans. That is what he was trying to do. So I want you to answer that question. Was he effective in that? Did he do a good job? And you're going to answer yes or no and tell me why. I'll tell you, I haven't read anybody say that he didn't do a good job, so you can start from that perspective. Definitely this is going to be easier to write if you're saying that he did do a good job. So then tell me why you think he did a good job with that. This next question, you're going to answer what is logos. I have a link to a definition. If you don't have that on hand, make sure you're using that definition as you're looking through this. And hopefully you actually did this before you looked at those annotations with me. And if you didn't do the annotations with me, I did kind of point them out. Actually, I guess they were pointed out in the annotation document anyway, where to actually look for them. So then here you're going to look for one of those purple highlights in number 3. You can copy and paste a quote that you chose that showed logos. You're going to be telling me how this effectively made his argument. So choose one that you think is the strongest proof that people value fairness. And then you're going to tell me, how does him including that support his claim? Tell me why that was such a good example of logos. Number 5, you're going to tell me the definition of pathos. So again, I have the definition here for you that you can click off to go refresh your memory. Again, hopefully you did that before we started those annotations, since I directed you to that. If not, that's fine. You can do it now. So now we're going to go back and look for green highlights to find an example of pathos. So if you had more than one, find the one that you think was the strongest in demonstrating that to the reader. And tell me, what was the emotional reaction? And remember, this is the emotional reaction of the reader. There's an example of pathos that talks about how a monkey feels, how the monkey felt in the experiment, which I think you can tell me how that makes humans feel when they read what the monkey felt. But I don't want to know about the monkey's feelings. I want to know about the reader's feelings, okay? So you're going to tell me here about what the emotional reaction is for the reader for their argument, because that's his purpose here, is to get us to have some sort of an emotional reaction. And how does the reader feeling like this help us to agree with his claim? So answer all those questions and submit that to me, and we will be good to go on that one. And it'll set you up and have you totally ready to fill out the outline and then move on to the essay.